Well, as the healthcare debate in Washington remains stalled, the push to take healthcare and health records digital is moving full speed ahead. One company at the forefront of this is MedApps, whose CEO Kent Dix joins us now. Kent, thank you for being with us from sunny Phoenix, Arizona, as I can see behind you. Talk to me about MedApps, and are you getting more subscriber growth now that there is this push overall to move health records over onto the computer side for all of us?
Well, one thing I can tell you, Cheryl, is that these are truly exciting times right now. Whether you're positive towards healthcare or you're negative towards healthcare, everybody can agree that we got to do something about the existing healthcare system, and that's what we're trying to do at MedApps. We're trying to change how healthcare is viewed, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist with this and invent really stealthy new technology to try to get healthcare under control. You can use things that are already out there that are off the shelf, like like wireless technology, cell phone technology, glucometer scales, blood pressures, whatever it needs to be able to monitor a patient from home, rather than having to drag them to the doctor's office to get monitored.
But let's be clear, that's what you're doing though, right? I mean, you've got, so say that I've got high blood pressure, for instance. I don't, but if I did, I would monitor my blood pressure on my own. It goes into my cell phone, is that correct? And then it goes to my doctor?
Well, let's say that your doctor sends you home with, a pulse oximeter. Here's a pulse oximeter from Nonin that is going through and taking your blood pressure or taking your oxygen saturation and your heart rate. That's going to go through and go to our HealthPal device, and it's going to record it into our HealthPal device. The user had to do nothing except for take their reading whatsoever, and then this will upload via the cellular system into the patient's electronic health record so a doctor can see it within a matter of minutes.
Kent, I've written about this in the past, and there's like nothing but upside to all of this. You can transfer medical records back and forth. The single downside is the privacy issue. Can you address that a little bit and talk a little bit about the technologies that will prevent my health information from being spread out all over the internet if some hacker chooses to do that?
I absolutely can. I mean, with any new technology, whether it's ATM services or credit cards or internet or computers or even mobile phones, people have had that concern about the data getting out and privacy issues. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a big issue in healthcare as well, and we take it very, very seriously. That's why we align with groups that the American Telemedicine Association that are lobbying hard for security, and with groups like Microsoft Health Vault and Google Health who take it very, very seriously as well. But from our side of the equation, all they know on the device I just showed you is an 11-byte serial number. The person who knows all the personal information about you is behind a secured firewall, just like your banking records are and everything else is as well.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about the competitive barriers here? I mean, you talk about the use of off-the-shelf technology. You got a great partnership, I think, going on with the Cleveland Clinic right now. But I'd love to get a little bit of a better sense of who else competes against you in this space. I mean, seemingly if it's all off the shelf, can anybody get in here? Are there other major competitors already there?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a niche out there. I mean, there's some great companies that started this technology and have it today, like the Health Heroes, which is owned by Bosch, and Intel Health Guide and Philips, and VitalNet and Vitarian and Metricus, those type of companies that are out there. But typically, those devices are intended as the first phase to go from monitoring a patient in a doctor's office to home. And they're typically solutions that plug into a phone line, and they're typically at home, and they're typically not mobile. So what we're doing is taking a next step further. We're making it a mobile solution. So when we're monitoring our congestive heart failure patients, instead of them having to plug it into a PC that's at home, and then they want to go to Florida or to visit their son, or they want to go someplace else, They really can't take that technology with them. They can't take those existing technologies really with them either, too. Some of them you can. But with ours, it's completely mobile. It's about a third of the cost as well. We can start as an industry, start monitoring people in more of a proactive measure rather than a reactive. Right now, here's the big cost savings.
Right.
The cost saving
and the space is growing.
Absolutely.
Right.
Right now, we don't go through and monitor people and give them that type of equipment unless they've been in the emergency room for charging $30,000, $45,000, $50,000 worth of equipment.
It's
the biggest problem in healthcare today is that doctors are seeing information that is 60 to 90 days old, right? That people are filling out logbooks, taking them to their doctors, and they can't see, they can't intervene.
Kent, this is fascinating. Kent Dix from MedApps, thank you so much. Could talk about this all day long. Thank you, Kent from Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to